who's at the service line. Lizzie Andrew, Elia Rubin, and Sammy Francis. First serve. First kill right away for the Cavaliers. Kate Dean gets the Who's on the board. Kate Dean, the junior out of Illinois. Transferred from Eastern Illinois. Minor to Rubin, the tip is successful. Stanford gets it back quickly from the other number 13 on the other side of the net, the junior from Santa Monica, California. Elia Rubin evens it up at 1-all as Jordan Harvey will go to the line, the sophomore out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Off the block and on the board. Lauren Bowie, the sophomore out of Ohio, gives Virginia the lead once again. Last time these two teams met was way back in 2001. The Cardinals swept that meeting. This is actually the first trip to California for Virginia since 2015 when they opened the season at UCLA. And that one's right in there from Elia Rubin. She's got a match-high 2 kills, both points for the Cardinal thanks to her. She's now at the service line. Cardinals swept the weekend last week, is finishing up a 4-match homestand. And finding the floor right there. Bringing them back within 1 for the Who's. Who's up 3-2 as Elena Dupre to serve. Francis inside the line. Sammy Francis ties it back up at 3. Cardinal, of course, wearing their go-to home jerseys, the white tops with the Cardinal sleeves. On the flip side, Virginia wearing the blue with the orange fade on the sleeves. Big swing right there from Abby Tatter, the senior out of San Diego, California. It's her first kill of the night. Both these teams will turn around really quickly, just 24 hours from now as that serve goes into the net. To face the other teams in-state rival. So Virginia and Virginia Tech have both traveled out here to the West Coast in the Bay Area. Virginia Tech, the Hokies, taking on the Cal Bears on the other side of the Bay in Berkeley. Virginia and Stanford here. They will swap tomorrow. The Hokies will make their way to Stanford and the Who's to Berkeley. Minor back set. Dug up by the Who's. From the back row. Shut down, but Virginia keeps it going. Harvey on the back line. Jordan Harvey finds herself on the board. She's the third Cardinal to register a kill tonight. Elia Rubin leading with 2, 1 apiece for Harvey and Francis. Cami Minor, the setter. Back-to-back Pac-12 setter of the year last couple of seasons. The tip from Ipar Kurt. Cavaliers able to keep it in. An opportunity here for the Cardinal. Lizzie Andrew. Make it 4 Cardinal players that have now registered a kill. Stanford now up by 2 here in the first set. Cardinal team swept Clemson last week in Maples. 24 hours later, they were able to get the sweep over then number 16 Georgia Tech here at Maples as well. Season high 542 hitting percentage as a team against the Yellow Jackets. And then the back corner right there, Ipar Kurt The redshirt freshman has emerged as a key pillar to this Stanford team this season. Kurt had a career-high .833 hitting percentage against Georgia Tech. Also 10 kills, 3 blocks, and an ace last go-around. Trying to keep it in, they run out of room. UVA answers, they're back within 2. Speaking of freshmen, Becca White leading the way for the Cavaliers with 2 kills. And that falls in for the ace. First ace of the match, and it goes to Virginia. That's Ashley Lee at the service line, the senior from Plano, Texas. She had a match-high 21 assists in their sweep over Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. That one's just wide. Who's now within 1? Virginia swept both matches. It was a home-and-home last week against Virginia Tech. First, it was in Charlottesville. They went 5 sets and got the win, decisive 15-8 in that 5th set. And they swept the Hokies on the road. Off the block. Minor cross court. Dug up by Gomillion. The tip, handled. Harvey, but dug up again. The point still in play as Jordan Harvey attempted, but saved by Lee. Joust at the net. Will keep going in this rally. A free ball here for the Cavaliers. Lizzie Andrew put up a wall. Off the block again. Wow, one of the longest rallies we have seen. Net violation called on the Cardinal, it appears. So that point's going to go to Virginia as well as the lead. Got to give credit to the Cavaliers for sticking in it throughout that entire rally. That's something that head coach Shannon Wells talked a lot about, is she really wants to see how they compete as Jordan Harvey competes right there to get Stanford on the board once again. It's tied at 8. Shannon Wells in her 4th season with Virginia, 50-60 overall record, 18-50 in ACC play. Been building this program from year to year. As the service error there will give the Hoos the lead once again.
Now serving for Virginia, number 2.
Last year, Virginia finished 13th out of 15 at the time before Cal, Stanford, and SMU joined the ACC. They were picked to finish 16th. They're right in the middle of the pack right now with that 9-5 record. Tussle at the net will give double digits to Virginia. They're now up by 2 here in the first set. I mentioned this is the first California trip since 2015, nearly 10 years. Coach Wells said, this is what it's like to prep for the NCAA tournament. And they're playing like they want to get there right now. They're up 11-8. That's how they're treating this trip, with the travel coming cross country, playing back-to-back days within 24 hours of each other, having to play Cal. The level, playing against the number 7 team in the country, for example. All of it does nothing but prepare you for the goal of making it to that NCAA tournament. Rubin, free ball here for Virginia. In there on the line. UVA came to play. Brooklyn Borum at the service line now for the Hoos. 12 serving 8. Harvey, look at that angle. Got out some frustration with that swing, and Stanford back within 3. Elena Ogilvy to serve once again for the Cardinal. The fifth year, one of the leaders on this team, from Honolulu, Hawaii. Back-to-back Libero of the Year in the Pac-12 before making the move to the ACC. Who's stay alive? Back set to Harvey. She finds the spot. Great effort from Gomillion, but Harvey finds the floor to give Stanford double digits. Ogilvy still serving. Almost ran out of time, but staying alive as that goes right into the net. Bit of a break for the Cardinals, are now within one. Eleven serving 12. Floated. The wall right there from Francis and Rubin. Great angle from Elena Dupre. The senior, hard to miss her. She's got the blue and orange in her hair. She bleeds blue and orange for this UVA team. From Alexandria, Virginia herself, actually transferred from Virginia Tech. You know, she was a little extra happy when they got the sweep last week. Actually read some interesting fun facts too coming into this. It wasn't always orange and blue at the University of Virginia. That started in 1888. Previously, colors were actually silver and, you know what? Cardinal red. As a Cardinal service ace, gives another one to Virginia. Silver and Cardinal red, but then Alan Potts, who was on the first football team ever, was wearing an orange and blue scarf at a mass meeting on campus to figure out, hey, you know, the silver and the Cardinal, they don't blend, or they blend too much with the mud on the football field. What are we going to do for this? And he had that scarf on, and they decided, you know what, we like this combo. And they've stuck with it ever since. Nice dig by Gomillion. The tip. Rubin tools the block, and it falls in. Number 13 gets point number 13. She's at the service line now. 13 serving 14. Dug up by Rubin. E. Parkert attempts the tip. Great spot once again from Dupre. Timeout called on the floor as the Who's lead 15-13 here in the first set. That's that competitiveness that Coach Wells was looking for. For those wondering as well, some more fun facts about UVA. Why are they called the Who's or the Wahoos? We talked about the Virginia Cavaliers, but they're also called the Who's for this region. So it came from, the legend is at least, Washington and Lee, the baseball fans called Virginia the Wahoos. It was a very highly contested in-state rivalry back in the 1890s, and it just stuck, and it stayed that way and became really popular by the 1940s. And then now we have that Cavalier mascot, the big-headed Cavalier, that debuted in 1984. But the Who's, the Wahoos, has stuck alongside the Cavaliers. So much history with this UVA team and just the institution as a whole. I was talking with Coach Wells about the on the grounds, the original dorms from back when Thomas Jefferson actually founded the institution, still there. Obviously, not terribly far from Washington, D.C. A lot of that East Coast history coming alive and making that trip out here to the West Coast this week. A long-standing rivalry with both Stanford and Cal, but that rivalry with Virginia and Virginia Tech as well, known as the Commonwealth Clash across all of athletics since 2014. Used to be called the Commonwealth Challenge. And there is a trophy given based on all the sports. There's a point system. Actually, last year, the Who's took it 15-7 in that Commonwealth Clash. Volleyball doing their job this year, getting the sweep, 6 straight wins against the Hokies. We're back at it. Ipar Kurt coming out of the timeout. Cardinal back within 1. Virginia was the first to 15 here in the first set. Ipar Kurt, her with her second kill of the night, a match high 4 for Jordan Harvey, team high 3 for Kate Dean for Virginia. Might see Zoe Dude on the floor as well for Virginia. The freshman out of Michigan. And now at the service line for the Cardinal as well is Coco Kirsch. Sophomore out of Trabuco Canyon, California. Her mom, Julie, actually played college volleyball. Sister Daphne, beach volleyball at Concordia Irvine. Dad played soccer at Irvine as well as professionally in Germany, so quite the athletic family, the Kirsches. Service. Tip. Rubin with the set. There's Kurt. Finds the back corner. Ipar Kurt made it hurt. 3rd kill of the night, and now Stanford with 15. Cardinal being challenged so far here in the first set. They are hitting 360 as a squad. The Cavaliers hitting 258 as a group. Abby Tatter 1 for 1 with her kill on the night, but otherwise led by Kate Dean hitting 500. Elliot Rubin hitting 600 for the Cardinal. Blocking in play nicely for the Cardinal. Lizzie Andrew, the freshman. She had a kill, she had a dig, add a block to the mix. As Stanford takes the lead, 16 now serving 15. Back set, slam down. Abby Tatter ties it back up, the senior. Still hitting a perfect 1,000 as she's 2 for 2 with 2 total attacks. Now 3 Who's, all with 2 kills. Abby Tatter, Elena Dupre, Becca White. Service from Kate Johnson. Attempted dig there, but getting the point is Stanford once again. Cami Miner to serve for the Cardinal. Speaking of athletic family, she's a great example of that. The senior, her dad Harold was an All-American basketball player, Hall of Famer at USC. Also drafted to the Miami Heat back in '92. Ipar Kurt goes long. Stanford calling for the touch immediately, but the point given to Virginia on the court. Looked like Kevin Hambley thought about potentially a coach's challenge, but thinks against it as we're all tied up at 17 with Lee to serve. Andrew, nice dig by Gomillion. Said that a few times as that swing goes long, but the touch from Stanford giving the point to Virginia. They're back with the lead, 18-17. Floating serve. Minor to Harvey. What a dig. Again, Gomillion. Manages to keep it over, but a free ball opportunity. The tip from Kurt. Tip from UVA that time. Roll shot from Harvey. From the back row, another tip. Pancake from Ogilvy. The rally continues. A dig from Minor. Joust at the net. We play on. And finally, Lauren Bowie down the line on the opposite side. Look at that fight from UVA. They now lead by 2. 19-17 in favor of the visiting Virginia squad. Leading the way for Virginia so far. Still Kate Dean with 3 kills. Her and Becca White both hitting .333. They're .250 overall as a group. The Cavaliers. For Stanford, they're hitting .290. Led by both Ipar Kurt and Jordan Harvey with 4 kills apiece. Elliot Rubin still leading the way with that .600 hitting percentage thus far and her 3 kills. Also 5 digs on the night. Cami Minor herself already 9. She's got 9 assists on top of it. So she is very, very close already here in the first set to getting her double-double. And for her, it's going to be, well, so far, 13 she's had. It'll be her 14th double-double once she hits it, and the 21st for the Stanford team overall. She's also leading the ACC coming into this match today with a 10.69 assists per set. That's 18 nationally for Cami Minor. Last week against both Clemson and Georgia Tech, she averaged 12.7 assists per set as well as 3.33 digs per set. One thing we haven't seen from Stanford yet that we have seen recently, service aces. They typically have outdone their opponents 5-1 against number 16 at the time, now number 15, Georgia Tech. 8-2 against Clemson, and then 23 FSU on the road, 9-4, but they have yet to register an ace. Virginia with the lone one here in this match. Coming out of the timeout is Ashley Lee to serve. Kurt makes her presence known. Out of the timeout and within 1. Anna Pringle, who got the start, the defensive specialist, coming in to serve now for the Cardinal. Wide. That's out of bounds from Lauren Bowie. The Cardinal have tied it up again. For reference, the last couple of matches, they took set number 1 against number 16 at the time, Georgia Tech, 25-9. They hit 778. They're tied up here, hitting 312. Keeping it up. Off the block there. Stanford setting up. Rubin with the tip. It's successful. Stanford retakes the lead. They've reached 20 points. And that sweep over Virginia Tech in Blacksburg is the 8th of the season for the Cavaliers, as that one goes long. So Stanford now up by 2. The timeout on the floor. But to finish the thought, with that sweep and the back-to-back wins, of course, over Virginia Tech, the Cavaliers have officially beat every team that they have played from the state of Virginia this season. They said that's why they're called the University of Virginia. But it was actually a program high 50 kills in that last match in just the 3 sets. It's the highest since, or against an ACC opponent since 2015. But that's something that Coach Wells talked about as well. It's important to them not only to play the local teams, but also to get them some of that exposure. You know, they actually went to Norfolk, Virginia in the preseason to play at a local D1 school. So they went to Old Dominion. They also played William and Mary while they were there, and she said the idea is not only to get the work in as a team, as a program, but also to help grow the game of volleyball overall, which is always one of her goals, alongside anything her team is always trying to do. She said, you know, she called herself a small town D2 kid. She went to Southern Indiana. She's an outside hitter. She actually leads the program, has the records in career kills, aces, and digs. She was named to the Hall of Fame, just a second ever volleyball player, and also the Conference Hall of Fame in 2015. She said she's a D2 kid from a small town, Maryville, Indiana, and she's all about growing the game. Knows Kevin Hambley, too, the head coach for Stanford.
Serving out of the timeout for Stanford. Number 3.
Says it's always very cool to play against some of these coaches that you've known for a long time. Of course, Hambley in his 8th season here at Stanford. Out of the timeout. Who dug up by Ogilvy. The Cardinal sticks with it, and they'll tool the block. Stanford with the largest lead they've had in a while, 22-19. All-around team effort there to keep it alive. Pringle continues to serve. She'll get the ace. It's like they heard me. The first ace of the night for the Cardinal, thanks to Anna Pringle. One apiece now for both Virginia and Stanford in this. They each have 2 service errors as well. The timeout called. The Cardinal have now extended their lead to 4, hitting 343 this set. As of now, holding Virginia to 178 as a group. Elia Rubin tied with Ipar Kurt for a match-high 5 kills apiece. Rubin still hitting over 600 now at 625. Minor, of course, has surpassed the double digits in assists. She's got 11 now still with those 9 digs. Leading in digs on Virginia's side is Milan Gomillion with 6. She's had some very key moments defensively to keep Virginia alive and even ahead in this first set. A couple of assists to her name as well. After her in the dig category is Elena Dupre with 3. It's the 4-point spread here. Stanford with 23, Virginia with 19. Number 7 team in the country is Stanford. So they were number 6 last week. That was actually their season low. The lowest they had been before that was number 5 all season. The highest they've been is they were back-to-back weeks at number 2 earlier in the season. They swept Clemson, as we mentioned. They swept then number 16 Georgia Tech. Somehow went down a slot in the national rankings. Georgia Tech, with that loss, they did sweep Cal the day before, but then were swept by Stanford here in Maples Pavilion. They actually went up a spot to number 15 in the national polls. The coaches poll, to be specific, and that is, I think, speaks to the competitiveness as the ACC, as that service error gives Virginia 20 points. Third error of the night for the Cardinal. Serving now for the Cavaliers, Brooklyn Borum. Ran into a wall there. Rubin with the tip. Wide from Bowie. It is set point for the Cardinal. Virginia had the lead more often than not throughout this first set, but right now the Cardinal with 24 points, an opportunity to close out this first set. 24 serving 20. Off the top of the net. And that's wide. And first set goes to Stanford. 25-20, the number 7 team in the country get it done. Lee leading with 6 assists. Underway here in the second set. As Harvey gets Stanford on the board first this time. Virginia scored first in the first set. Stanford changing it up here in set number 2. Elena Ogilvy to serve. She has 3 assists and 4 digs tonight so far. Set from Ogilvy. Harvey down the line. Back-to-back kills for Jordan Harvey. Cardinal up by 2 quickly. Cami Miner officially with her 14th double-double of the season. The 12 assists and 10 digs. Into the net for the service error. First point on the board here in the second set for Virginia.
Now serving for Virginia, number 6, Milan Gamillion.
Milan Gamillion now to serve. Senior out of Maryland. Actually transferred from Maryland, played a couple of seasons there. Was a co-MVP at the Quest for the Crown tournament in 2024. Blocked and tied up. The first block of the evening for the Cavaliers. Sammy Francis shuts it down. Second kill of the night for Sammy Francis. 6'6" middle blocker. Jordan Harvey serving as Stanford leads by 1. What a swing. Elena Dupre tying it up once again. Tied for a team high 3 kills. Dupre now hitting .250 on the match. Zoe Dude, the freshman, serving. Minor back set to Francis. Tipped. Diving and keeping it going, but a free ball. Joust at the net potential. Rubin nearly, but a dig by UVA. Rubin again, this time connects. Elia Rubin with her 6th kill of the day. Stanford now up by 1. Elia Rubin now serving. Just down the line. In there as Virginia answers once again.
Now serving for Virginia, number 14,
Elena Dupre to serve, the senior. Now with a team high 4 kills, hitting .333. 3 digs on the night as well. Minor to Francis. Tools it. Francis gets the kill and the lead for Stanford once more. 15 assists now on the night for Cami Miner, who, by the way, was named a semifinalist for AVCA Player of the Year. She's one of 14 players in the country to have that honor. Coco Kirsch with the ace. Cardinal ace, the second one on the night. Anna Pringle, the other. Kirsch will continue at the service line. shut down.
Cardinal block by Andrew.
Lizzie, Andrew, and Cami Miner were all over it at the net. Seven serving 4. Just long.
Ball out of bounds. Point.
4-point lead here for the Cardinal in the second set. Still early, but hitting 500 as a group so far. Kirsch again. Back set. What a save! Somehow, some way, the Cardinals stay in it. 2 on the block. Abby Tatter will add 1.
Virginia point scored by number 3, Abby Tatter.
Her third kill tonight. Abby Tatter also made the all-tournament team for the Quest for the Crown tournament. That was that tournament, as mentioned, with a few different teams from the state of Virginia, with Old Dominion, William & Mary, as well as UVA. Little miscommunication, so a free ball here for the Cavaliers. Epar Kurt off the block and falls in. Kurt, the third Cardinal player to hit 6 kills so far tonight. She's hitting .455. Cami Miner now to serve, as 9 will serve 5. Miner already number 5 all time in assists. The Stanford record book. Could she get another one here? The joust at the net goes UVA's way. Cavaliers get one back. They're within 3.
Now serving for Virginia number 5, Ashley Lee.
Ashley Lee to serve. She had 21 assists in the last 2 matches. As that hit goes wide from Kurt.
Ball out of bounds. Point Virginia.
21 assists in that sweep over Virginia Tech, compared to 21 assists, which was a team high, and the 5-set victory over Virginia Tech. So just things were clicking for the Cavaliers, especially that second time around. Jordan Harvey, straight down. Jordan Harvey stands alone, a match-high 7 kills for the sophomore. 3:53 tonight,
Subbing in to serve for the Card, number 3.
as Anna Pringle will come back in to sub in to serve. She's got an ace this evening. One of the 2 for the Cardinal, one of the 3 total here in this match. That goes into the net.
Point Virginia. Now serving number 2, Brooklyn Moore.
Now on the other side, Brooklyn Borum to serve for Virginia. She had a match-high 2 aces her last time around against Tech. Back set. That'll go out of bounds, and the point for the Cavaliers. Rubin with the touch. There's now 9 to serve 10. Who's sticking in this one? Miner. To Andrew. No doubt about it, Lizzie Andrew with her 2nd kill. That'll put Elena Ogilvie at the service line for the Cardinal. All-American preseason pick in the ACC this year. Big swing, dug up. Shut down! Sammy Francis shows up. That's her first block tonight. She stands at 6'6" in the middle. And she is formidable. She's second in the ACC coming into this. And hitting percentage as well, .397. Tool in the block this time, though, is the Cavaliers. Francis top 10 in the nation in blocks per set as well coming into this match, 1.49. That's also top 5 in the ACC for individual players. A stacked ACC with 6 teams ranked nationally. That was a big-time dig for UVA. This time, finding the spot is Francis. Cardinal now up by 3 here in the second set. Francis with 4 kills with that block as well, hitting 800. Harvey serving. That goes long. Much needed side out for the Cavaliers, who just trailed by 2. Zoe Dode now serving. Put one in the ace column for Zoe Dode. Second one tonight for Virginia. They're within 1 once again, 12 serving 13. From the back row, Jordan Harvey. Power behind that swing. Her 8th kill for the match high. Elia Rubin now to serve for the Cardinal. Stanford hitting .471, holding Virginia to 176 so far, but still just the 2 points to separate them. Could it be another ace? It is. What an effort from the Cavaliers, but they run out of room. Rubin with her first 8 of the night. The 3rd ace for the Cardinal. Stanford the first to 15. Virginia just behind with 12. So at the break right now, the Cardinal hitting .471 as a group, led by Jordan Harvey with 8 kills, hitting .368. Cami Minor now up to 19 assists with 12 digs in her already earned 14th double-double. 3 Who's now with 4 kills apiece. Kate Dean, Elena Dupre, and Lauren Bowie. Dupre leading the way, hitting .333 in that group. As a group, though, hitting .176. Milan Gomillion just nearly at double-digit digs. Again, she's been a key piece to the puzzle defensively to keep UVA in this one. Fans on their feet here at Maples Pavilion during the timeout. Oftentimes, we'll have groups from other teams. Other student athletes here at Stanford will show up to support, and they'll throw out t-shirts and do other promotions at the event. And we're seeing that right now here at Maples Pavilion. While both these teams talk strategy in their team huddles. Shannon Wells leading the way for Virginia, of course, but gave a lot of credit to her staff as well for how this team has done so far this season and just how they compete overall. Travis Magorian in his first season works with the setters a lot. She said that has helped significantly for her to take a step back, look at the big picture, not just focus on the offense, to have him leading the way in that regard. And then Sarah Bullock works with the pins as well as leading the recruiting coordinating efforts. She's in her 2nd season. They just signed 2 players on National Signing Day this week. Hard to believe that was just yesterday. Coach Wells very excited about it, thinks they're, in her opinion, the top 10 recruiting class in the country. As the block there from Sammy Francis. That's her 2nd, 3 Cardinal players now. with 2 blocks. Minor and Andrew also on the list. Potential ace in there. Second of the night for Ruben. 17-12 as the Cardinals start to stretch this lead. Not surprised to see a timeout called by Virginia. And to finish out the staff for the Hoos, Trevor Kennan in his technically 3rd season, because he had been a volunteer assistant for this team as well before being officially named an assistant, but works with the defense a lot. The specialists, the liberos. He himself was a libero and an outside hitter at George Mason, graduated in 22. And she just has really, really appreciated what they've all done, including even her director of ops, Nikki Hauser, too. She's a volleyball alum. She said she's really just focused on getting things done, though. Not as much focused on the volleyball actually on the court as she was when she played, but just getting things done for the program. She played at Southern Connecticut. Her brother, Sam, actually played men's basketball team at Virginia. Now plays for the Celtics, and Coach Wells said, you know, she gets things done that I don't even know about. It just runs so smoothly. So between everybody on the staff, Shannon Wells very thrilled with what they've been able to do. There are 2 signees, by the way, on signing day. Reagan Ennis and Caroline Lang. Caroline Lang and Reagan Ennis just signing this week, officially their national letters of intent. 6 signing for the Cardinal this week, their national letters of intent. A lot going on in the fall. You're competing here at the last stretch in regular season play for the ACC conference, and you're signing new talent for the future of your program as well. Big time swing there from Dupre. Her 5th kill of the night. Coming out of the timeout, Virginia chipping away 13, now serving 17 as Kate Johnson is at the line. Junior from Gainesville, Florida. E. Parkert at the net. Another joust. Unstoppable. Cardinal were already celebrating there as it appeared the block got it done, but the Cavaliers kept on playing. I think attempted the pancake there to keep things going. So Coach Wells is having a conversation with the officials right now. She will go ahead and officially put in a coach's challenge. So the officials will review that. So the call on the court was a block for Stanford and therefore the point for Stanford. So it would be 18-13. That's what it says right now on the video board here in Maples Pavilion. They will review it to see if that's the case, because the Cavaliers, as mentioned, did keep playing. And because of that, it did actually fall inbounds from them on the Stanford side. So if it's overturned, UVA would then get the point. Amazing what technology is available now across a lot of sports, actually. That didn't used to be. The ability to even take a look again at certain plays and see different angles. And everybody wants to get the right call. The officials want the right call as well as the players, the coaches, fans, etc. So it gives an opportunity to make sure that's the case. The play has been overturned. So it was not a block in the books. That point is taken away from Stanford, and we are going to replay the last point. So still at the service line is Kate Johnson, but now it's 13 serving 17 again. The dump from Minor. Cammie Minor, a smooth criminal, sneaking this one in. What a read from Cammie Minor to get that point back as they lead by 5 over Virginia. Down the line there, playing it are the Who's. Epar Kurt off the block. Minor reading it, the back set to Andrew. She'll tool the block to get it. Lizzie Andrew with her 3rd kill. That is 20 assists now in the books for Cammie Minor. Coco Kirsch. Cross court. The point, Brooklyn Borum.
Virginia point scored by number 2, Brooklyn Moore.
Bringing them back within 5 and getting the side out, the senior. Made the ACC all-freshman team back in 2021. Kurt tools it, gets it back. Stanford the first to 20 points. The 6-point lead
Now serving.
back in play.
Number 2, Cammie Minor.
Cammie Minor to the service line. Minor not only a semifinalist for AVCA Player of the Year, but was also named on the watch list alongside Elia Rubin for the inaugural Nike Volleyball D1 Player of the Year this season, ahead of the season. Winner to be announced December 20th is the tip from Kurt. Scooped up by the Cavaliers. Dig by Minor. Kurt once again. Gomillion keeps it in. Getting the touch. She does. Borum once again. The Cavaliers chip away. They're not done yet here in the second set.
Now serving for Virginia, number 5.
Warren has come on here in the second set. She's now got 3 kills this evening, along with 3 digs. Ashley Lee serving. Jordan Harvey down the line in there. So now 21 serving 15 as Anna Pringle is at the service line. Borum again. Minor back set over to Harvey. Back-to-back kills for Jordan Harvey. She's double digits now. A match-high 10 kills alongside a match-high 429 hitting percentage behind Sammy Francis, who in fact is hitting 800. But for those who have at least 10 total attacks, Jordan Harvey leading the way for the Cardinal, hitting 429. Stanford up by 7, the number 7 team in the country, 22-15 over Virginia. They have held Virginia to hitting 200 here in the second set, while hitting 520 as a group. I mentioned they had a season-high 542 hitting percentage as a squad overall in that sweep over Virginia Tech in that ranked win. They also hit 418 the night before against Clemson in that sweep, and then they hit 412 in Tallahassee against the ranked Florida State Seminoles. In their last 3 matches have all managed to hit over 400 as a group, which is pretty impressive. Virginia has chipped away to get better. So against SMU, who was then ranked number 12, now ranked number 10, they hit 0 on the dot. They got swept at home. But then they came back, got that 5-set victory over Virginia Tech. They hit nearly 200. 196, they were jumping up a little bit, but then it all came together for them on the 8th in Blacksburg against Virginia Tech. Once again, they hit 386 as a group with 50 kills. 5 aces as well as 6 blocks. Right now they have the biggest deficit they've had to deal with so far tonight as they trail by 7. And serving out of the timeout for the Cardinal will still be Anna Pringle. there on the back line. Well placed for UVA as they continue to chip away. Brooklyn Borum to serve again. Made the all-tournament team for the Cavalier Classic earlier this season. Rubin tools the block. Elia Rubin stepping up. Tied for second on the team and second of the match with 7 kills alongside E. Park-Hurt. Back up by 7 for Ogilvy's serve. Oh, she does it again. Elena Dupre keeps it going for UVA. Team high 6 kills, hitting .455, far and away the highest on the team, second in the match overall. Floating serve. Minor to Rubin, who puts it down to make it set point once again for the Cardinal. They lead by 7, 24-17. Are looking to take set number 2 from the visiting Virginia Cavaliers. At the service line coming in is Taylor Bevan, the senior out of Missouri. Keeping it in is Bevan, making an impact as Rubin will shut it down. Set number 2, an even bigger lead, 25-17 for the Cardinal. Went from 324 to 571 in the second set. They've made it tough. Now the Who's trying to force a 4th set. The tip gets them the first point of the 3rd set. Elena Dupre continues her momentum. Dupre with a team high 7 kills. She's hitting over 400. Milan Gomillion been very key defensively as well, with 10 digs so far tonight. Keeping it in and surviving are the Cavaliers. Back set to Harvey. 2 in the block that time. Evened up at 1. Jordan Harvey now already had the match high in kills, now up to 11, also hitting over 400. She's now serving. I mentioned Cami Minor got her 14th double-double of the year. Elia Rubin flirting with her next double-double. She's got 9 kills and 8 digs so far tonight. It would be her 6th on the season. And if Stanford takes this, it would be their 12th sweep this season as well. That goes long from Harvey. The Cavaliers once again with the lead. This Virginia team making them earn every single point.
Now serving number 10, Zoe Dode.
Zoe Dode to serve once again. She's got 1 of 2 aces for the Cavaliers so far, the lefty. At the net, the joust. Winning that is Kate Dean. The junior gets her 6th kill. 2-point lead for the blue and orange. Ball on the court is cleared out as Dode will continue to serve. Minor to Rubin. Tools the block as it edges on the top of the net. Cardinal back within 1. The side out will put her at the service line as well. Rubin officially double-digit kills. She's hitting .529. 2 aces, 8 digs, and a block, alongside a couple of assists as well. The tip. Violation called against Stanford at the net. So the point will go to Virginia. They now lead by 2. Elena Dupre to serve. Dupre with 8 kills and 3 digs. Hitting .467. Francis, that's off the block. Hitting error at the net, and that'll give the point to the Cardinal. 3 to serve 4, as Coco Kirsch will come back in to serve for Stanford. Miner and Andrew right there. Setting up again is Virginia, and they'll find it. Make it point number 5 for the Cavaliers. That's Becca White, the freshman out of Ohio. Tallest on the team, standing at 6'6". Coach Wells said their team's not as tall or as big as maybe some others, including Stanford, as that's from the back row. Jordan Harvey, an even dozen kills tonight. Wells said because of that, their defensive approach has to be a little bit different. They can't necessarily just stand there in the middle and react. They have to be more strategic than that. Working with their size. Lizzie Andrew. Yes, she can, Drew. 3rd block of the night for the freshman. That's something Kevin Hambley talked about with her, is anytime you can get some kills out of her, which they have tonight in 3, is wonderful, but she's especially effective, and what they need the most is that block presence at the net. Big swing from Abby Tatter. They take the lead again, 6-5. Tatter with 4 kills. Virginia hitting .250 so far here in the 3rd set. Cardinal, .333. Over to Harvey. The touch. And the 13th kill for the sophomore. She's in a groove. She's hitting .480. Cami Miner 1 assist away now from 30 on the night. Conversation being had with head coach Shannon Wells and the officials with a question on that play. It looks like both coaches going to have a chat with their teams on the court as the play is under review. So the coach's challenge has been put forth by Shannon Wells. The challenge is whether or not there was a touch. So the call on the court is that there was, and that point goes to Stanford. But Coach Wells has decided to have them take another look at it. Wells was named the head coach April 26, 2021. That's actually my mom's birthday. Shout out to Mom, who I know is listening right now. The 26th of April in 2021. She's been coaching for over 20 years overall. But as a head coach, spent her time entirely at Virginia. Back-to-back years, the program has got the AVCA Academic Team Award under her tutelage, but she spent 7 seasons at Florida. She was the recruiting coordinator the whole time she was there. She was the assistant the first 3 years, the last 4 years promoted to associate head coach, and that was under Mary Wise at UF, who is 5th all-time in Division I in terms of wins. In that time, Wells was able to mentor 7 different All-Americans, also mentored 1 during her time at Ole Miss before that. As an assistant coach, so has some of that SEC experience before coming to the ACC, which is now a coast-to-coast conference. Making her way out here with her squad to the West Coast. She said they've relied on some of their counterparts in the athletic department to help them out with what it's like to travel. Looks like she'll get that call as well. It's overturned. The ball is therefore out of bounds. The point goes to Virginia. Virginia now to serve, and they're up by 2, 7-5. That's why those challenges can be effective, especially with the timing. The Cavaliers have the 2-point lead. The floating serve is short. Lee was trying something there, but Stanford gets a break. As they're back within 1.
Now serving for Stanford.
Anna Pringle to serve.
Anna Pringle.
Coach Wells said the community with the UVA athletic department is really strong. Help each other out, whether it's food recs out here on the West Coast or ideas on how to take care of yourselves with the time change, the long flight. What a rally we have here. That's off the top of the net. Diving is minor. Here's Harvey at the net, off the block. The big swing from Rubin. Cavaliers were trying to finish it, but Elia Rubin does instead. Tied up once more at 7. Rubin had a smile on her face after that one, as that's her 11th kill. A .526 hitting percentage for her this evening. That falls in. The point goes to Stanford. The lead as well for the Cardinal. 8 now serving 7. Cardinal on a run here with Pringle at the service line. Back set. Attempted tip, but a great reaction from Rubin. Rubin tied up now with Jordan Harvey for a match-high 12 kills.
Timeout on the floor called by Virginia. With a set.
Timeout called by Virginia.
Stanford 9.
Elena Dupre leads the way with 8 kills on a .467 hitting percentage.
Hey fans, students in particular, don't forget about just
Jordan Harvey,
Coca-Cola Zero.
the first to 12 kills, hitting .385. As mentioned, Elia Rubin hitting .526. Sammy Francis, 667. Lizzie Andrew hitting .400, and E. Park-Hurt hitting .312. So 5 Cardinal players all hitting .300 or above so far. 3 .400 or above. As a group, hitting .200 in the set, but .400 on the match overall. They've held Virginia thus far overall to hitting .148 in this one. The Cavaliers wanting to just compete, and that is something that they have done. That's what Coach Wells said. She said, of course you always want to beat your opponent, that's a given, but the goal isn't just that, it's also about the way that they compete in the match. And they've done that so far in the first couple of sets. Here in the third set, they had the lead, now it's back to Stanford, but there's been some lead changes back and forth. There were 10 tie scores in the first set and 5 lead changes. Stanford a little more dominant in the second set. There were 3 tie scores, but they led the whole way. This time we've seen some lead changes already here in the third set, and it's still early on for the Cavaliers to try to force that fourth set. Out of the timeout, Pringle still serving. That serve goes long. The point out of the timeout going to the Cavaliers. They're within 1.
Now serving for Virginia, number 2,
Brooklyn
Brooklyn Borum.
Borum at the service line. Overpass, slammed at the top of the net, so it gave the Cardinal a chance, and Harvey capitalizes. Jordan Harvey, a baker's dozen, 13 kills tonight.
Now serving for Stanford, number
I mentioned earlier that Rubin had 12 kills. Not quite, she's got 11, right there behind Jordan Harvey. But double-digit points for Stanford as they lead by 2. Ogilvy. Dupre makes them pay. Elena Dupre with her 9th kill. Keeping the Cavaliers in this. Abby Tatter to serve, the senior. She's got 4 kills and a block tonight. Minor to Harvey. Gets it done again. Jordan Harvey on fire. That's her 14th kill. Taylor Bevan coming in to serve once again. Harvey had 9 kills in that ranked sweep over Georgia Tech. She had a career high, tied her career high, 5 blocks as well in that one. Dupre kept alive by the Cardinal. Free ball. Dupre again, dug up by Pringle. Rubin, shut down but handled. We'll keep going, Rubin again. Did she get the touch? She did. Elia Rubin now with that 12th kill. And the 12th point for Stanford in the 3rd set. Right at the net, off the net, played. Roll shot from Dupre. Minor over to Rubin. Great angle. Can't keep it inbounds. So the Cardinal with another point. 13 serving 9 with Bevan still at the line. It's a Virginia team that went 10-1 in non-conference play. That tip can't quite make it over the net. 5-point lead now for the Cardinal. In ACC play, the Cavaliers did get the ranked win over the number 16 Florida State back on October 4th. Highest ranked win the program has seen ever. The first ranked sweep in program history. That'll fall in. Cavaliers working with double digits now. Elena Dupre, double-digit kills as well. 364 so far this evening. And the lefty, Zoe Dode, the freshman, to serve. That goes long. The first to 15 is the number 7 team in the country, the Stanford Cardinal. They lead by 5 here in the 3rd set. Elia Rubin to serve. Number 13 has 13 kills on a .545 hitting percentage, 2 assists, 2 aces, 8 digs, and 3 blocks. Having herself a day. Off the top of the net. Dupre with the tip. Scooped up. Epar Kurt softly. Gomillion keeps it in play. The roll shot. Back set to Francis. She finds the middle. Sammy Francis finds the floor for her 5th kill. 6-point lead for the Cardinal. Timeout called by the Virginia Cavaliers. One thing that Coach Wells talked about with her team too is just how much they band together. And on a very serious, a vulnerable and emotional note, she said this is a tough week for this Virginia team. 2 years ago, as of this week, a few football players from the University of Virginia were killed in a school shooting. Lavelle Davis Jr., Devin Chandler, and Deshaun Perry, number 1, number 15, and 41, respectively. It was incredibly emotional and sad for the entire UVA athletic community, but some volleyball players were also close friends with those football players, and there are 5 players still on this team right now playing on the court who were there on the team when it happened. So she said she got emotional when she told me when we got to chat yesterday. It's been a hard week for UVA athletics overall, and one thing that they did on campus in memory of those players and for their families and for the community was the chapel bells on the grounds tolled for them. There were chimes for each athlete. And she said it's one of those things where we just want to play for them. We can still keep them in our hearts and have that little extra motivation to play for them in addition to playing for themselves. So a lot of credit to this Virginia team. So much that goes on and off the court, and wishing all the best and sending all the love and light to the families, friends of those players and the entire UVA community. The point out of the timeout there goes to Virginia on the service error. Cavaliers still in this as they trail by 5. Off the top of the net. Epar Kurt. Look at that angle. Epar Kurt with 8 kills this evening.
Back in the serve for Stanford, number 6.
6-point lead gives way to number 6 at the service line, and Coco Kirsch back at it for the Cardinal. Another service error, another point for Virginia. You can see the Cavaliers fighting for every point here throughout this entire match. They trail by 5 here in the third set. Milan Gomillion serving. Minor cross court to Kurt. She was shut down. Stanford runs out of touches. The Cavaliers showing that energy at the net. A lot of credit to Coach Wells. She's got a lot of energy herself. You can see how that trickles down to her team. It's from the back row. Jordan Harvey answers. 15 kills for the sophomore. Cami Minor now to serve. 18 serving 13. Service error into the net. That is the 11th error at the service line for the Cardinal tonight. They do have 4 aces as well. An opportunity now for Virginia again as they're within 4. Ashley Lee to serve. Minor to Harvey. Who else? Jordan Harvey, 16 kills. The connection between Cami Minor and Jordan Harvey cannot be denied right now. Minor with 35 assists and 15 digs as well this evening. Two in the block, that's Lauren Bowie. She gets Virginia to 15.
Now serving for Virginia, number 2, Brooklyn Oro.
Her 5th kill, tied for 2nd on the team alongside Kate Dean. Serve from Borum. Lizzie Andrew, nearly able to save that, but not quite. So Andrew gets Stanford to 20 points. They lead by 5 as Elena Ogilvie will serve now. What a swing! Chipping away, Abby Tatter with the side out. Cavaliers trailing by 4. They have to win this set to extend this match. Serving for Virginia now is Cadence Booth, the junior out of North Carolina, transferred from Tennessee. Spent a couple of seasons there before making her way to Charlottesville. Francis dug up, Trying to keep it alive, but running out of room is Virginia. The effort continues to be there for the Cavaliers, but the Stanford Cardinal capitalizing. Taylor Bevan in to serve again for Stanford. Big time dig from Ogilvy. Here's Rubin, timing slightly off. Is that short? And Virginia with the point.
Now serving for Virginia, number 10, Zoe Dode.
Zoe Dode back at it at the service line for Virginia. Still within 4, still fighting here. As we're in final stretches of the third set. Rubin. That hits the video board and will go out of bounds. A lot of power behind that swing from Elia Rubin. Something you got to be aware of too here in Maples Pavilion, the video board. Really big presence here in the middle of Maples, in the middle of the court. As Rubin serves there at the net. Joust goes to Francis. (23-17) Cardinal. Francis with 3 blocks. Rubin still serving. Diving dig from Rubin, wow. A free ball here for the Cavaliers. Another dig, overpass, but still winning at the net, Ipar Kurt. Ipar Kurt's 9th kill, and now it's match point for the Cardinal. Right at the net, keeping it going. And the point will be called for Stanford. The set and the match go to the Cardinal, the number 7 team in the country. Get the sweep over the Virginia Cavaliers.